So here's the album pages, guys. It's okay. Now, one thing that I want to criticize a little bit, I don't know if I just didn't pay enough attention when I clicked print and say, you know, size to fit page or whatever. There are white borders on the pages, on both sides, the top and the bottom. So that it doesn't look horrible, but it's unexpected, and I mean, I guess a little unusual. I didn't intend for that whatsoever, so that's okay. You know, that'll be just fine for this album. But yeah, totally white borders across every page. Weird. Yeah, I'll have to look. I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe that's just how it's meant to be. So this is what, $30 worth of paper. It used some printer ink. I don't know how to quantify that, you know, as far as money goes. I think I'm going to be able to fit it in this crap, which I think this might have been a 4-inch binder, a D-ring binder. And it looks like it should be big enough for the stack, even with some extra pages that I'm missing. I ordered another stack of paper. I'm going to get it tomorrow. I was going to use a different color, and I said, no. I want these freaking pages to all be the same in this album. I don't want to do it like I did with China and have half and half, you know, cream and ivory, and one's a different size and all that. I just want all the pages to be uniform. That was my goal, and I kind of don't even like that the earlier pages are more yellow. It kind of screws with that, doesn't it? What the heck? Jesus, it's like I can't win. But on that side of things, but it's okay. So yeah, I'm loving this. Just wanted to do a little share a little update here about what's going on and what I think about these pages after printing them out, and I'm totally okay with them. Okay, now I need to go and hole punch here about 200 freaking pages, so I'll be back right after. Alright, just finished punching holes. The only downside to this paper that I can see so far is all the freaking snowflakes that it looks like dandruff, that seem to come off the side of the paper. That is clearly from the edge where it was cut, so I've got, you know, after kind of violently hole punching all these different pages, just this crap all over my desk. A little surprising. I don't know why this paper does that. But obviously, that will definitely dissipate. When most of it comes off, then I think it's gone. But, man, that made a mess. What the heck? So, anyways, here's my big, giant stack o' hole-punched paper. I also found a defect on one of the pages. Look at this here. This was actually some weird extra piece of paper extending out. I had to cut it off, so it's still imperfect. But, what the heck? So, some kind of manufacturing issue there. Yeah, get her neat and tidy. Yeah, baby, that is beautiful. So now I have a big stack of hole punch stuff. Yeah, and the side of this paper is definitely where this kind of snow is. It's back already. Actually, it's probably both. It's probably all sides of it. Come to think of it, I can see it on this side of this paper here. They look like little fuzzy wuzzies when they're on the paper. So there's a little downside to this paper. Just wanted to show you guys that. What the heck? Now I get to put this in my album here. Sweet. Look at this bad boy. Oh, yeah. Awesome, man. This is a huge album. Oh, my God. One thing I like about this, which I just noticed, it actually says Scott numbers on here. Scott 415. So the ones that he hasn't covered up yet with stamps at least will tell me 456. Darn. So that's one little disadvantage for the ones that were already filled out. They don't say the Scott number, but of course this is all not a huge deal to figure it out. So anyways, just wanted to share all that, guys. This is going well. Now I get to begin the journey of actually filling this thing out. Boy, this is going to take a lot of stamp mounts. Okay, so I wanted to share that this was the inspiration for this Japanese album. You know, not only do I have here two 3-inch binders from this gentleman's collection that it has a lot of stuff in here. But I have my own Japanese stamps too, and I think that they're beautiful. Like, I really like these stamps. I like Japan's artwork and stuff, just like China. So, anyways, I'm going to take two of these binders and morph them into my new stamp album, plus whatever I have in my cabinet. I think this one's pretty cool looking. I like this one a lot. It says it does have a pretty nasty tear though, so I gotta be very careful. Not worth much being in such bad shape, that guy, but that's number 33, and that seems to be, at least since this was, I'm guessing, cherry-picked, the oldest in here, number 33. And so yeah, he's got a lot. I mean, I actually totally had forgotten, to be frank with you guys, that it was 2 binders worth. I thought it was just one big binder. So I just went, I was like, oh boy, looking at these like 6 boxes I have left, like, crap, which album is it in all these boxes? It happened to be the first one I pulled out. I could not believe my luck. And that was this guy here. So yeah, anyways, it said volume 1. I'm like, volume 1? What? Wait. So yeah, I went checking around and I found the other binder. There's 2 of these. This one, kind of starts from the beginning, the oldest ones, just to kind of show it before I demolish it and put it all into my album. And yeah, the second one goes into like semi-postals, backup book, airmail, that kind of stuff. So, but this is a sizable binder with a lot of different stuff. I mean, he cared, just like usual, when he made this. But I would feel a lot better having these stamps out of these manila pages and properly hinged into an album. Got some Sue sheets as well. So yeah, I wanted to kind of breeze through just to show you guys just like the general gist, since we would be missing out on looking at this guy. But of course, when I make my album and have it at what I think is a pretty much like a stopping point or a good enough point, I'll share, how it looks. But I'm sure you can imagine it's gonna be a Japan album. Look at that one. He has in some kind of cellophane. Got the selvage. Oh shucks. Get back in there, buddy. Okay. So yeah, big binder. And then let's just take a look at. I'm also going to be stealing these plastic page helpers there. I love those. I don't have enough of them, that's for sure. So that was binder number 1, and then here's 2. And these actually look in good enough shape that I think I'll be able to keep these binders too, which is cool. Which is lovely, actually, considering that it's still fresh in my mind just exactly how expensive binders are, even for just basic baloney binders. I've spent a whole lot in the past on really fancy binders, so we pick up at Scott number 1000 here pretty much. And I like them a lot, but if you're going to build a whole lot of albums, I mean, it's just so much money. And what kind of changed my thought process is, like, as much as I love having ornate albums, the Papal States collection that I had bought was all in just like some basic binders. But the contents were what made it special. It's not so much the shell, right? Don't judge a book, right? But man, this is nice. So I'm okay with having, even though like China's going to be valuable. Like, I just won more eBay bids that I bid on a while ago. They came through. I was the highest bidder, so yay, I get to spend more money pretty much. But I must stop at this point. But that's why I like this Japanese book. So let me finish my train of thought here. So yeah, China's going to be pretty valuable. Not like crazy, but more so than most other countries for sure. Considering what I've paid on a lot of stamps already, and their scarcity, frankly, they're commanding like full catalog value for Imperial China. It's pretty amazing. Even more so when you have like a complete mint set that's already a complete set. Those are going for above catalog value from what I've seen. So I'd like to have that in a nice binder, that's pretty and it reflects the the contents inside, but it isn't necessary. Okay, so I just wanted to touch base on this stamp real quick, which is the oldest one that he had, or at least the first one in the album. He had this as number 33. So, as far as I can tell, I can't find this in the catalog because I don't have a specialized catalog, and I'm pretty sure this is actually a revenue stamp. Now, this thing has a major fault on the right side anyways. I mean, it's pretty darn ruined, but... this is very close. I could see where he could get confused. This is close to number 33, but it has these borders on the side with those characters on it. That is not on the design in the catalog. So, despite his best efforts, I do not believe this actually is a number 33. And since I can't find it in the catalog, that makes sense. It probably is a revenue. I went on Hipstamp and was looking around at Japanese revenues from the 1800s, and the same common design seems to pop up over and over, so I do believe this is actually a revenue stamp. Bummer. Darn, man, and I can't even catalog it without a specialized catalog, or at least a revenue catalog. So, that's kind of sad to see. It's a cool looking stamp, too bad it has faults, but yeah, overall, nope, not a number 33. I'm just going to go ahead and slip it in a stock card, say it's a revenue stamp, and move on with life. Darn. Alright, so, working on Japan album. Everything's going really good. I'm making progress. I just wanted to chime in here. Here I am, what is this, like the third page of the album? Yeah, third page. So I'm filling stuff up and I'm just transferring it all over from the other album. And these don't seem to be as hard as China, but they're not. You still have to look at the catalog. Like, they're not you can't just mindlessly put stuff in here, right? So, one thing that I found interesting here is this. So, let me put that there, which is where the former owner thought that it goes. So, number 55 and number... crap, hold on. Sorry. 75. So, it goes from slate to gray-black is the color difference. Now, this one, I have Googled it and tried my best to really find some information on how to really tell the difference. But so, anyways, I've already decided that these two here are slate. So that's my best guess, and I just found this. I just hopped into the album to do some work tonight, just a little bit, and I started at number 75, which just takes me back to everything I just went through, trying to figure out if I can get a good image or something of gray-black versus slate. And to be honest, so he had those two as 55, I think, but so this one he has is 75. Now, can you guys even tell the freaking difference here? They look exactly the same. In my opinion, I've decided that the gray-black variety must simply be actually pretty obvious. And I did see in a forum, somebody said, look, when you have them side by side, you're not questioning it whatsoever. You know which one is which. And I thought that was an interesting sentiment. So this kind of leaves me here where I went looking at slate color on the internet, and this is what I've decided looks like slate. I feel like I've already mixed them up. So anyways, if I didn't, then yeah, he thought this was number 75. So anyways, subtle stuff that can be difficult to deal with, and you just kind of, unless I were to send it in somewhere, you just kind of have to go with your guts. And I think that these all three look more slate than gray-black, so I'm putting them all in here, as a matter of fact. So there they will remain until some evidence would change my mind to the contrary. However, I am only making that decision so confidently because of all the time I spent yesterday trying to figure that out. Alright, so let me apologize for the dryer in the background, but at the moment I don't want to lose these thoughts. So I'm working on this Japanese album still. I'm it's been sitting on my desk most of the week. I haven't done a lot. But every now and then I pop in and start doing some stuff again. I've had some thoughts. I feel almost like I have cold feet trying to work on this thing, because the truth is that I've gone through a few things just on this one page, and one of them would be that my stamp mounts don't leave room in between them to write information. So like 3 rows in a row here, this whole area here won't have anywhere for me to write the information. That was the plan. So I started writing the number at least on the mount with this little fine tip acrylic painter here. And so at least I know what numbers they are. That's enough, you can look in the catalog. But here's some other thoughts that that was previous stuff from another day. But let me tell you what I've just thought about. Well, I was thinking about how I'm putting all of my extra stamps in the mount. Like this here probably has 4 stamps. I mean, 3 stamps. Like, this one at least has 3. I've been putting my duplicates in the mounts. It makes the mount stand up. I don't like that, and I'm afraid that they might fall out because the mount isn't laying flat. I was thinking it will get better with time as the pages are squished together, as I don't have it open. That all these will kind of flatten out, and I'm sure they will. But they're all standing up. I can push them all down, and I don't know how I feel about that. I just don't think that's as safe as I like it, and I'm trying to switch to the doctrine of leaving the mounts open. So my thoughts that I had were, let's see here. Oh, darn it. Of course, right when I want them, I don't have them. Here you go. So I can put the extras in the back of this binder in various stock pages. Right, is what I was thinking. What in the heck? Okay. Oh, okay, I was like, why is that on there? I have this stamp here that I was just about to mess with. So I was thinking about taking the duplicates out, putting them in various stock pages, putting them in the back of the album in an extras section. And I can just write on this with the acrylic marker like I was on the mounts. And I can that way I can space them out and you can see the different cancels and stuff, because when they're like this, when you have 3 or 4 in a mount, you can't see anything. So that's the thought I've had. Why not put extras and label them in Vario pages in the back of the album? Okay, just to keep this as tidy as possible. Now, the next thought that I just had pop in my head was, what if, instead of cutting each individual mount, I were to simply put a strip there across? And yes, it would cover up my hints of the Scott numbers and whatever, but I can figure that out. I imagined in my head like all the pages having the mounts on there, basically like I made a hingeless album myself beforehand. But maybe I should do that as I go, because I do like having the Scott number, so I go back and forth. Anyways, this whole, hey, how about maybe I could just put the mount, what is wrong with this? Oh, there's 2 mounts. Okay. I was thinking that looks weird. So, the problem with this is that, like, I've been working on this randomly somehow, not in order. So, I can put this mount here, and it won't fit. because of the order that I did this. So that's a bit of a shame, and I don't like that. That's why I was thinking maybe I should have just put the whole strip first. This strip is too wide. Okay. This one too. But anyways, I have a 27 millimeter strip somewhere. I have quite a lot of them actually. So. But yeah, that was my inspiration for the thought of why don't I just put a whole strip here and just put the numbers that fit, you know. Yeah, this is where, okay, this is the key thought behind the flaw that I think I found with these albums, all right, and why I was considering just putting a strip in place on the page is I think that these old-timey albums are intended for stamps to be hinged, not mounted, and therefore the spaces that they've allocated to the stamp images are for the actual original dimensions of the stamp. So, you know, they did leave a margin, but not a big enough margin for the mounts. So, I think that's a flaw. See, immediately I'm thinking, oh crap, I'm trying to mount stamps into a album that intended them to be hinged. So, anyways, that's like kind of the first time I've thought about that. Like, holy crap, that is the problem with this. Yeah, I don't like that. I literally, for this stamp, this goes here, I'm gonna bleed from side to side into the other stamps there, and that's just because the order that I was filling the album out, and that's sad. Like, what the heck? That's stupid. So basically, I'm gonna have to cut a thinner mount and kind of let this one like bleed into the sides of these other mounts. I don't like that at all. That is a problem. So, you know, I scratched my brow. I mean, I'm about to, you know, this is the first page of a massive album here, over 200 pages, and that sucks. But yeah, and just a bump along the road. I just wanted to share. This is what I'm dealing with, and these are my thoughts. Now, I want to go right ahead and share some resources that, oh gosh, forgive me if I get it wrong, but I think your name was Robert. He emailed me there's a couple of sites on Colnect that have really good information and are great resources. So I wanted to share them. One of them I did find when I was looking for this Japanese album pages for free, and I did find it, but it didn't start at the right year for me. It started a little later than I wanted. I actually wanted from number 1, is why I ended up with this DVD set with this Japanese album. I wanted it from the number 1, you know. It's just how I like it. So, anyways, there starts at, you know, several issues after. But the first one will be a bunch of free album pages from a Colnect website that I believe he said were user contributed, where they created a whole bunch of different. It's like a make your own page website to begin with, and then there's been a bunch of people that have made their own stuff and released it for people to enjoy and utilize themselves. So. And then the next resource is kind of like a massive online catalog that the main thing for me was referencing. When you look at a stamp, it'll give you references of the stamp number in different catalogs. So it'll have like Stanley Gibbons, and then the Scott, and then, you know, Sassoon, and, you know, what Binkus or whatever. So I found that actually to be a really, really useful thing, and I was really glad he shared that with me. Thank you again, sir. Because the Stamp Identifier app is the only thing that I've seen and used so far that will tell me a bunch of different catalogs numbers. So it's really nice to have an online catalog that's free that offers you different catalog numbers as reference for whatever stamps you're looking up. So here you go. Let me share them real quick, and we'll take a look at what goodies Robert has shared. Okay, so let's talk about these resources. So first of all, yeah, his name is, I believe, Patrick, not Robert. And so we're going to take a look at the first resource, which is this right here. Now, this is, let's go home actually, thestampweb.com. These guys offer Album Easy here, which is some software that's free for you to create your own pages. Okay? So you can download it and use it. I haven't touched it, but he's recommending it, so just so that you guys are aware, this is an option and a resource available for you for free out here on the web. Now, here they have free albums, okay? Well, these are user created and contributed. So people used that Album Easy software and created these pages, then offered them to the public. So you guys can just download these for free. Now, just to give you an example, I already just downloaded Australia, opened it up. Here's what it looks like. Okay. So interesting. And so they will vary because they're user created. So this guy has this Australia album that he's created and offered to people. Interesting. It's cool. Now, I do want to mention that, let me go back here. I found this when I was looking for Japanese pages, but the Japan, EFGHIJ, sorry, they didn't start at the year that I wanted them to. So this is what happens. Like, I'm about to download the Japanese album. I've actually done this in the past already, but so there it is. I'm going to open it up. See, they start 1894. Well, this isn't actually, number one in the Scott catalog. Look, Scott number 85 is where they start in 1894. Their stamps released before this. I didn't like that, so I didn't use this. But I did look at this before, and I mean, it's interesting. What I thought I liked was that it actually shows like the Japanese characters explaining, that this is the first Sino-Japanese war. It's kind of cool to have both, right? The English and the Japanese. I like that. I like the spaces that they're made to fit the stamps. I mean, and it's blank, which I do find the fact that it is blank, it is probably superior to the PDF album pages that I'm using. Honestly, there's a big part of me that kind of wishes that I did use this, but like I said, it didn't start where I wanted, and so I just completely disregarded it when I realized that. But he's right. So I mean, these are nice. These are nice, and look, they didn't have the images. This creator decided to leave them blank. So interesting, huh? So this is another fantastic resource, and I'm glad that he brought it up because I don't know why. Actually, I did end up bookmarking this somewhere here. Let's see, free album pages. Yeah. So I actually had bookmarked this in the past, so I didn't think that it was worth disregarding completely, but I just didn't use it for Japan. But however, I mean, yeah, look at all the different free albums that people have made. That's really awesome. I mean, it's really, really cool. It's worthwhile. And I have absolutely no reservations that, depending on whatever next countries that I use, I might actually end up using these instead of my album pages from my DVD set. So, anyways, worth mentioning. This is a great resource. Awesome website. I mean, come on. What more could you ask for? And it's all free. Unbelievable. Okay, now, the next thing that he mentioned here was this website, colnect.com/en/stamps. Now, this is actually just a big giant online catalog. Now, I've never used this one. This one I actually hadn't seen. So I really do want to thank him for this because I didn't even know about this. So what was the big thing for me is that it offers, when you look at different stamps, it'll give you multiple catalog numbers. So let's just choose here. Here's Ayland Islands or whatever. I think actually that's pronounced Oland Islands. I think I learned that. Anyways, let's just 2014, some random stuff. I don't care about removing the ads. I'm not becoming a premium member yet. See, here you go. See, look at the MS Burqa Princess here. Passenger Ferry from 2014. It gives me the Mitchell. I'm sorry, Michelle Scott number, Yvert and Tellier, Stanley Gibbons, whatever, all these different ones. So that is beautiful. But outside of the Colnect stamp identifier app, this is the first thing that I've seen that offers different reference numbers, different catalog numbers. So that's awesome, because I do come across stuff in different collections that I bought or around on the web that they give me, I use the Scott catalog and they may give me the Stanley Gibbons, and I don't know how to actually translate that, from album to album, exactly what the numbers are. Well, here you go. I mean, this is a beautiful thing, honestly, because a lot of times when I've, let's say, been searching online trying to identify a stamp, let's say on Google, I'll find the image of the stamp, and it turns out it's some, whatever, Michel number, 5 or 530, let's say, and I'm like, okay, well, what is that in Scott? And they don't have that listed, because that guy didn't use the Scott catalog, so to be able to cross-reference these catalog numbers is actually, it seems like a small thing, but it's pretty freaking huge. Like I don't know anywhere else that I've seen that actually does that, at least right off the top of my head. So anyways, I thought this was actually really, really a useful resource. So yeah, and it's a worldwide catalog, and it's free. Maybe you get a little pop-up or something, but whatever. I mean, oh my gosh, like I can go to 1933 Estonia, and it'll tell me the Scott number, the Stanley Gibbons number. I mean, that's awesome. This is worth keeping in your, like a bookmark, as a resource. So anyways, that was it, guys. Those were my 2 resources, and I do again want to thank Patrick, I believe. That was a really, really great email that you sent with this one here. I really appreciate that. If you guys, any of you guys out there, like, look, I mean, here's another great website for free album pages, free software, free resources. I mean, you guys are always welcome to email me. My email is kjepstein11@gmail.com. I don't hide that. I have it out there. You guys get allowed to contact me if you ever want to share anything with me, and I very well may just put it in a video like this, just so that I can share with everybody, so that you guys can all have this info. This is great. This is a beautiful thing. So let me see here. I'm kind of curious. I've never used the actual search. See, pony car. Okay, like daffodil is okay. Wow. So daffodil worked. Showed me a whole bunch of different daffodil stamps, and yeah, it gives me the reference numbers. Oh man, this is a cool catalog. I'm liking this. This search function here might be great for topical collectors as well. Toads. That's kind of random. I don't know what's popping into my head here. But yeah, look. Anyways, I know that there's other catalogs out there that offer topical searches maybe a little better than this, but it works still. So yeah, I just wanted to mess around with this and share with you guys. Thanks for watching. The journey will continue with this Japanese album, but there is a big part of me that wants to say, although I like these DVD PDF pages that I've shared recently and am, using for this album, there is a big part of me that wishes that they were not used album pages. I don't like that as much as a blank, fresh page. So, yeah, like, let's take a look at this just before we end this video here, just for fun, because that's really how I feel. Like, that one we just looked at was it was nice and clean, and I really like that. Let's open this up and see if this one's like that. Oh, cool, he gives you history and stuff. That's nice. Well, so this guy decided to put images, which is fine, but yeah, like, they have the Stanley Gibbons number here under each one, like that kind of stuff. That's what hurts my feelings about my PDF album pages, is I can't see the Scott number, because they've covered them up already on a lot of the stamps. That is a little bit annoying. I'm not going to lie. I kind of wish that, I mean, this is actually really nice. I actually quite like this. This looks like a Palo album page. I mean, they've got the colored images, of the stamp. That's pretty nice. This is nice. Like, I absolutely would use this. We'll see what happens in the future. Like I said in the other video, that was like a $13 DVD set, or 17 with shipping or something. It was an experiment, and I like it, and I'm going to make this Japanese album. But maybe this stuff would be superior, quite frankly. It's just a little bit neater, a little bit cleaner. Yeah, too bad they didn't start where I wanted for that Japanese album. What the heck? Anyways, got the hiccups here. Alright guys, that was it. Thank you for watching. Hey, like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos. It really does help my channel out.